All right, if you will all take a seat. My name is Linda Locke, President of the Berryessa Citizens Advisory Council. Welcome tonight. This is so exciting because every year, 32 years in a row now, we've had a Citizen of the Year selected in March and an ethnic group that we celebrate. So they've all contribute, and they're all part of our community, and it's kind of nice to know how they contribute to our way of life. So I don't know if we have, where'd Ty go? Ty, hello, Ty, I can't see. There, where'd you go? Louder? Oh, I have to be louder. Okay. I don't know if the minutes got distributed or not, and the treasurer's report has not been published yet either, so we'll have those for you at the next meeting when we have a little more time anyway. We're kind of running behind. So I'm going to invite the law enforcement to come up, and the first one is the police report from San Jose Police, and it's Lieutenant Brett. He told me I could say his, because I can't say his last name.
Thank you, Linda. Just good evening, everybody. Just to report back, I pulled all the stats for your guys' area. It's very minimal. It is good news. The only thing that's a little high is vehicle burglaries, which continues to be high. It's been kind of a trend for the last year or two. So just remember, we call sanitizing your vehicles. Please sanitize your cars. Don't leave bags. Don't leave anything inside your car that could potentially have somebody look inside and like, oh, you know what, I want that because there could be something in there. So just make sure you take everything out of your car so you're just not the next victim, even if it's empty. Other than that, one of the biggest issues that we've had going on that's starting up, well, it's been going on, but it's getting more active, is sideshows. We're currently working with City Council to secure more money for the police department, more funding for overtime for sideshows. They're still working their way down from the East Bay over into here. And they're typically have been moving now to the east side. It's spending a lot more time in the southeast side than so much up here, but it still filters its way up here from time to time. So we're aware of it, we're following it, and at the police department, we're actually doing training for it. So we're actually training our teams to go out and how we can be more effective on strategizing to contain them, get tickets in, push them back out of our city. So we're really proactive, unlike some other cities in the North Bay. With that, we do coordinate with the CHP and the Sheriff's Department, so we have a very good working relationship to where when we have a problem on the sideshows on the city streets, we push them out to the freeways, we coordinate with them, we get them back out, and we send them back up to the East Bay where most of them are coming down from. We try, but we're aware of it, we're working on it, we're securing more funding, we're doing more training. Lastly, Captain Sanchez wanted me to comment on two other things. The special project cars, we still have overtime cars in the area. We're still doing a lot of patrol checks of the parks, the schools, including Pensatentia Creek right behind us. That is still going on. And then lastly, we're trying to coordinate to get another helicopter. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. We'll know how long it's going to take to get there, but that really helps us, one, with crime in the area, two, with sideshows, and just a whole lot of other crimes and other issues we have. So we're working on it. We're pushing for it. We're working with the city to try to get funding for it. We don't know if it's coming through or not, but we're trying. But with them, that piece of equipment is very important to the sideshows. They probably help us the most. They actually give us the eye in the sky, and they actually coordinate our ground units to basically trap these individuals in, and we write them tickets, because that is probably the number one issue right now that people are complaining about. So we enjoy trapping them, we enjoy siding them. We don't enjoy it, we do our job so that you guys don't have to deal with it in your community. So other than that, I really don't have a whole lot more to report. Captain Sanchez doesn't, so I will field some questions from the audience.
What does it take to the point where the car is taken away in the county? What level does it go to that?
So if they just flee from us, we actually do a lot of those, and that's actually a very good resource and tool that we have. So if we get a license plate on a vehicle and it takes off from the officers during a sideshow, what we do is we end up writing basically a warrant for better terms, for that vehicle. And then when any law enforcement agency finds it, we can do a 30-day impound. And we actually do those quite frequently. We have a good number of officers, about 10, 12 guys who really enjoy that. They go do the overtime with the sideshows on the weekends. So that is something that we work with and we do as well as CHP and Sheriff's Department.
So as long as they don't flee, you're just giving a ticket?
If they stay at the scene, we'll give them a ticket. And if we can, obviously impound their vehicles if there's vehicle violations and, and driving violations, or maybe there's more crimes or other things in the vehicle, we can expand our scope, if you will. Or basically, if the vehicle flees from us, then we do that 30-day, we write up basically a warrant, and then it's a 30-day impound when the vehicle is found. It doesn't tag on to a person because we don't know who the driver is, it tags on to the vehicle essentially. But a lot of these individuals that we do stop, we can get them for reckless driving, we can get them for a whole lot of other things. We predominantly write tickets because we might stop 30, 40, 50, up to 500. We can't tow all those cars, there's not enough tow trucks, so a lot of them result in citations. That's a great question. I don't know what the fees are, to be honest with you. I imagine they are. I know the vehicle code fees are pretty hefty. There's also some muni codes as well. It's hefty enough to where they talk on social media and they comment on it, so we're getting under their skin. Yeah.
You mentioned that you're looking into getting on this helicopter. Are there any environmental concerns about noise or air quality or
Are we concerned about it? I'm not concerned about it. But I'm the police department, right? It's a great tool. With the helicopter, in fact, our helicopter guys do a great slideshow. In fact, I think they've presented it to city council. The hundreds of individuals that they have arrested for violent felony crimes, I think personally outweigh what the carbon emissions are for one helicopter. But I don't know if they've done studies and the city has come to that. I'll leave that up to a city official to answer that question. That's it. Thank you, Linda.
The Sheriff Department, represented by Lieutenant Dennis Owens.
Thank you, Libby. Good evening, everyone. It's been a month, and fortunately for you folks in our beat area, it's been relatively quiet. Only 6 calls for service, which is very nice, and I appreciate that. I don't know if you guys are ruling your own up there, but you're doing a great job. Most of the activities that I've printed out here is my unit's doing patrol checks up in the area. So we're spending more time up there in the hills as much as we possibly can. Last month or 2 months ago when I spoke with the new staffing matrix we got going is now in effect. So we're trying to work with it as best as we can and in our free time getting up on the hills. I will tell you on the weekends crew has really been working. Sunday night, I'm just going to throw this one out there right now. The side shows, as my partner has brought up, they kept us busy Sunday night. We started in Gilroy with about 200 cars, floated over to the Morgan Hill, San Jose border. San Jose had 14 units out there helping us with that, and it's such a fluid situation. Like Lieutenant was saying, trying to catch them is really hard with the amount of units that we have. And when you have 200 to 400 cars, it's extremely difficult. We bounced up to Saratoga after that. I went to Mountain View, and then we had a call that they were heading up here up Mount Hamilton. I had 2 units of myself. CHP was working with a major accident, and San Jose was working with other sideshows. It was just the perfect storm at that time. But we basically routed them up Mount Hamilton Road, shut it off at the Grandview, and didn't let them back down. We were up there for over 2 hours, and so they had to go all the way over, or they hunkered down in the hills until we left. But sometimes we just got to take the tactics that were presented to us at the time, and that was it. Was just shutting down the road and not letting them come back because it was just going to generate more calls for us and problems for you guys. So we're trying to do our best with that, but when we've got, 2 or 3 cars trying to mitigate 300 to 400 cars, it's really difficult. But we are doing our best with that, and there are a lot of things in the works with legislation that hopefully give us a little bit more tighter grip when we do get these guys stopped, get their cars. I was in court the other day and talking about writing the warrant and arresting somebody for the reckless driving. The judge ordered another 45-day impound on top of the 30 days, and that was harsh. And the speeds that we had clocked this guy at was over 150 miles an hour, and that upset the judge. So he gave him another 45 days, and the law allows him to do that. And just rough tallying, I was talking to a tow truck driver trying to figure out what this is going to cost. If you can just say an even number of $100 a day for a storage fee, it's going to be a lot of money. So I was happy to see that. But, that's one of many, but unfortunately, that's the route we can take, is start hitting a few, and word hopefully gets out, and we can hopefully slow it down. But that's all I've got on my end. Any other questions? Yes. I have not seen that. They're the cement pillars or the plastic ones for the bike lanes? I think they're the bike lane delineators. They're starting to put those up to separate the bike lanes from the actual lanes of traffic. So that's just going to make a lot of noise, not do any damage really. When you see cement ones, then we're going to have some bigger damage. But I think those are for I'll actually roll through there tonight to see what those are. But I'm pretty sure those are the bike lane delineators that they have, yeah. So, thank you. Guys, have a great evening.
Right. And with the California Highway Patrol, Captain Oliver Lee. I can go up and, okay.
Thank you. I am Captain Oliver. My side partner is not going to be joining me, Officer Lee. We're usually Oliver Lee. We do a song and dance, but we're not going to be doing that tonight. So, hey, I want to talk to you about March. We have a lot of reason to celebrate in March. I see that they're setting up for something wonderful in the back. I think I see some delicious tea and food, but there's a lot of things coming up in March. So, we have St. Patrick's Day coming up this Sunday. Anybody Irish out there? I just found out from 23andMe I am 3% Irish, maybe, I don't know, maybe. So I'll celebrate. There's also, anybody college basketball fans? March Madness, thank you. All right. March Madness is coming up, so a lot of reasons to celebrate. Anybody NFL fans, free agency? I don't know. Maybe there's a reason to celebrate, but we ask you to celebrate responsibly. There's a lot of drunk drivers out there, and we just ask that you take your responsibility in making sure that you designate a sober driver when you celebrate and be safe on the roads. A lot of times we hear the term, nothing good happens after midnight. And what I think about is how many fatal crashes we have on our roads in San Jose after midnight. And a majority of those involve alcohol. So please, if you're out there driving late at night, if you're driving at any time, please be safe, but be cautious of wrong way drivers and alcohol-involved drivers. So that's my message for that. As far as the community, I hate to say the Q word, but it has been Q very in February, except for the amount of crashes that we're experiencing because of the weather-related incidents out there. So again, the freeway may say 65 speed limit, but if it's raining cats and dogs out there, we expect you to drive an appropriate speed limit. That could be 35 miles per hour due to, reducing the hydroplaning, the wet weather, the slipping and sliding. So we ask that you drive safely out there based on the weather, not above the speed limit. I've had an opportunity to go out to a lot of different communities this past month, and look at some of the issues that are coming up. For example, Highway 130 near the Grandview Restaurant is dealing with a lot of people that are parked on the side of the road and looking off at the beautiful Bay Area, but they're also throwing beer bottles and cases of discarded boxes and fireworks, and so there's actually no parking. There's no stopping on that road for many, many miles. But what we found is, hey, there's only a few signs that are about this big that say no parking, no stopping once every 4 miles. So we're looking to see what we can do with the county roads, with Caltrans in regards to making signage. We're looking at potential engineering fixes. And these ideas to come to an actual thing take a long, long time, but I'm looking for any ideas that we may have here for our communities. Another example is I went off to McKee Road near St. Catherine Court. There's a big uphill sweeping turn, and they've had a lot of crashes, people going too fast that drive straight. They've had issues with having fire hydrants run over telephone poles. So we're looking at potential engineering fixes there. And we've looked at speed tables, we've looked at extra signage, extra reflective. We've looked at rumble strips as well. So one of the things that came up environmentally was the noise that the rumble strips caused. And sometimes you have to ask yourself, are people getting that warning to slow down or stay on the road? Is that worth some of the noise that it may cause at 1 or 2 a.m.? So if you have any potential issues that you'd like to communicate with me, I'm all for it. I'm always looking for best practices or things that we can do to improve the community. I've heard a lot of concerns about speeding and the amount of driving that goes on in the Berryessa community. I share those same concerns, but if there's anything that we can do to collaborate with Sheriff's Department, County Roads, San Jose Police Department, ourselves, to kind of figure this out as a group, that would be great. Other than that, any questions regarding CHP or any comments or concerns? Thank you. We do. So we do offer classes. So since COVID, it's been very difficult to navigate where we can be, but Officer Lee was able to secure us an agreement with the City of San Jose to teach Age Well classes for elderly drivers, Start Smart classes for those who are just starting out. And if you are on our social media, please be looking out for those opportunities, whether it's for you or other loved ones. We also have an event called Coffee with a Cop, which means coffee with a cop. And we're going to be having it in the Berryessa area, I believe, in the next couple weeks here. So look for that on our social media as well. Great. Thank you.
Well, I might have to do a little song and dance here for a while. Our Citizen of the Year is chosen by all the previous people that were awarded Citizen of the Year over the last 32 years. Some of them have passed on, either moved or gone right straight up to heaven. But the Citizen of the Year is someone that goes above and beyond things that you normally would expect them to be doing. They contribute to the community in a variety of ways, and they've, like I say, just gone above and beyond. And when we announce who that person is, it stays a secret for a few seconds, you'll understand what I'm saying about going above and beyond what's expected. But we want you to know they're chosen thoughtfully. The recommendations are there from the previous recipients, and we really look at what they've done outside of our area here and beyond, that we don't know what they do until we ask somebody, their friends or their wife or spouse, and then you find out, oh my gosh, I didn't know they did all those things too on top of that. So I'm stalling. I know you don't know why, but I have to stall. I have to stall a little bit longer here. So I just want you to know that I'll make announcements here. Our next BCAC board meeting is next Monday, and our next general membership meeting will be October 11th, and it will be the Humane Society, which are our neighbors on the other side of the park here. They have, huh? Oh, does it? And I have April down here, but, okay. I just needed a little more time, yeah. So April 11th, so it's a Humane Society, so, and they've merged with the county, so they'll explain to us what's going on and what their role is. But they've been our neighbors for years, and we've never really known, you know, what they do exactly. So, anyway, well, Sita, do you have anything more we can add without saying who the person is? Yeah, but we like the person to be attentive, and they're not attentive at the moment. And you'll know why in a few minutes, but anyway. I used to sing in the choir when I was in the elementary school. Maybe we can sing some songs. Okay, well, I can't even talk much about that because Prasanna, one of our new board members here, has done a lot of work in getting the presentation for tonight ready. So she's got a speaker and somebody, an artist, and a dance group, I guess it's called. And so they'll all be working. Okay? All right. Sita, will you come up now, please?
Okay, got it. Okay, here we go. And of course, everyone is on pins and needles, right? I was the recipient last year, honored to be that. And so I will introduce the recipient for today. The Berryessa Citizens Advisory Council presents our BCAC Citizen of the Year for exceptional contributions to the Berryessa community. This person's unwavering dedication and commitment to uplifting our Berryessa neighborhood has left an indelible mark on the lives of its residents. This person epitomizes the spirit of civil engagement and community service. As a dedicated resident of Berryessa for 10 years, he has continuously demonstrated his passion for enhancing the quality of life for his neighbors. His leadership roles in various community organizations and initiatives have been instrumental in fostering a sense of belonging and empowerment among residents. BCAC proudly announces Eric Pendleton as Citizen of the Year for 2023. Come on up, Eric. During the pandemic, Eric helped BCAC pivot from in-person meetings to online Zoom meetings, so our BCAC members could continue to stay connected and keep up to date with all the latest happenings and health updates our community needed. In addition, he advocates and continues to support the monthly technology setup for our meetings, so that members can continue to meet, support, and advocate for Berryessa interest both in person and at home via live stream. His dependability and commitment to our efforts behind the scenes has been undeniable, as you all know. Typically, BCAC meetings have gone dark during the summer months. It was Eric who suggested the idea of having a community meeting or family fun event during the summer as a way for our neighborhood to gather and celebrate together. In this endeavor, Eric has spearheaded the entertainment and offered many ideas for fun activities and food that everyone could enjoy. This event quickly has become a new BCAC tradition as we look forward to celebrating our 3rd annual gathering this year. Moreover, Eric's efforts extend beyond BCAC, as he has been actively involved in initiatives aimed at improving and preserving the community spirit of Berryessa. Eric can be found building the little free libraries for the neighborhood, picking up litter throughout the community, and supporting the lighting and audio for the Apostle Church Live Nativity. He is actively engaged in civil comment, including reporting inefficient street lights, signals for better traffic flow, and improved time efficiency on our local streets, and even finds time to support Eve in her animal rescue endeavors. And there we have Eric Pendleton's selfless dedication to serving others serves, along with his wife and son Conrad, there you are, as an inspiration to all. His unwavering commitment to making Berryessa a better place to live reflects his deep-rooted love for his community and its residents. BCAC is very honored to recognize Eric Pendleton as its Citizen of the Year, and we express our heartfelt gratitude for his invaluable contribution to the enrichment of our Berryessa community. Oh. Oh.
Not only as a wonderful community member, he's my direct neighbor. Eric's they're awesome neighbors, and he's my go-to electric guy when I would call him my house.
That's fantastic. We have, of course, we present plaques and awards from different dignitaries. And may I have Heep Nguyen come for Congress Member Kana, who's going to be representing, giving a plaque. So there you are. Yeah.
What are you doing over there?
I'm presenting you.
Yeah, he'll take it. Say hi. Say something.
Hey, Eric.
Thank you.
Congratulations,
Yeah.
for good work.
Yeah.
You know, Congressman O'Connor, he always believed in, volunteering. Yeah, and he himself in the past, when he was young, like you,
Here, why don't you talk into the mic?
he volunteered for working with President Carter. He volunteered for President Obama. So the volunteering, not only, for yourself, but it represents the spirit of America. Congratulations.
Yes, you can go over there.
Yep. Hey, you can hold this. Okay, you can hold this one.
Okay, look this way, buddy. There you go. 1, 2, 3. Got it. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, now we have. Oh, you've got more coming up, so you just stay right here, Eric, okay? So next is District 10, State Senator Wahab, and Elizabeth Naka is going to be giving you a recognition. Eric, you've got to come over here though and get it.
Somebody should have told me ahead of time.
So I'd just like to say, and it's
can use
not
the wireless.
just Senator Wahab from District 10, we also have a representative here from Senator Dave Cortese's office, who represents District 15. Here we're presenting a joint resolution. So on behalf of the California State Senate and Senator Dave Cortese and Aisha Wahab, thank you so much for the contributions you've made to make your community great.
Thanks.
Should we use these?
I mean, for other people, you can talk about that.
District 24 State Assembly Member Lee is going to be represented by Tim Orozco. And Tim?
You don't get out much.
So, congratulations, Eric. You deserve this. Yeah, Eric is he's our IT guy, our director of technology, because none of us can do what he does, right? I mean, like you said, Robert, with his technical background, I mean, he gets the lighting, the sound, all the equipment, the computer equipment done, and we are able to then communicate to the outside world, to the greater Berryessa community, everyone who's there on Zoom, Zoomlandia right now. So thank you, Eric, for all that you do. And I really like the idea that he knows, were you part of that band? So we have a summer barbecue, and we've had these live bands because of Eric. So Eric has this connection to a band, and he makes sure that the band is here, that they're all set up, and we have a great time. So thanks, Eric, for all that you do. You're great. Thank you. Yeah.
Next, District 3 Supervisor Lee, and the staff member representing him is Eric Sturker.
Well, I'll keep it short. From one Eric to another, congratulations. Thank you for everything you do. Nice accommodation from the entire Board of Supervisors. So, congratulations. Thank you.
Next, District 4 San Jose Council Member Cohen. And David is here actually to present it himself.
I'll ask Stephen from the mayor's office to join me. Thank you for being here tonight, Stephen, as you usually are. I want to congratulate Eric. You know, the reason why communities are great is because of people who volunteer and do things without being asked. And Eric has stepped up and volunteered here in District 4 for a long time in Berryessa, and I'm really proud of the work he's done. And I just want to say, particularly people who do it without a lot of fanfare. Tonight is your night for fanfare, but you've always done this because you really care about our community and not for the fanfare, so I really appreciate that. And we have a commendation here signed by all the members of the City Council and the Mayor of San Jose, and Stephen and I will present this to you now.
The next one, we're not finished yet, so come over here, Eric. The next one is the Santa Clara County Valley Water District, and the trustee, Dr. Santos, will be, Richard Santos, come up, please.
And the Oscar goes. He said he would, if he knew that, he'd have been dressed. But,
I was wondering why she was asking me to change her shirt, yeah.
but all the past honorees are very special people because they're all unselfish volunteers. And that's what makes America great. So I can go on and on. I'm just very, very proud of what you do. Communications is vital to our district, and you do a great job. So this is from me, Director Santos from the Valley Water. This is our district. And together, Eric Pennington, we appreciate all your services. Thank you.
All right, ready? 1, 2, look at me. Hey, buddy. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 2. Look here. Hey, yeah, good. Here you go.
Yeah.
Next would be, okay, come over here, Eric. You have more. Next is a business trustee. Well, this would be the Union School District. And it would be Dr. Fuentes and Thelma Bowick that will be representing the school district.
Of course. Thank you so much. We have our Board President, Jay Srinivasan, as well as our Board Vice President, Thelma Boak. On behalf of our Board of Education and our whole school district community, we want to congratulate you, Eric, on this fabulous honor. Like everyone said, just knowing that you give personal investment to bettering our community so that all of our families, especially our children, can live, learn, and play in a safe environment. We thank you for your dedication, so thank you so much and congrats.
And, oops, so sorry. And of course, last but not least, you want to put that down? Last but not least is the Citizens Advisory, Berryessa Citizens Advisory Council. And I will ask Linda Locke to present the plaque. She has to unwrap it first. Linda, do you want to?
Valuable. Yeah, I'm used to talking outside, you see, talking for PE for years. You know that he's just invaluable, and we'd appreciate it. And his wife said, he's kind of shy, doesn't like attention. Oh, well, yeah, see, somebody appreciates all the attention. So, that's okay, it's okay. So it's really great to be able to honor him. So you and I can stand over here.
Come on down now.
Put me down. Pick me up. My turn.
He's nonstop.
That's okay. We'll be ready for bed.
Hope so.
Okay, all right. Well, you can say a few words.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys know I have a whole lot prepared, but yeah, thanks for your time and consideration. Out of all the people, I got chosen. That's pretty cool. But thanks.
Just does it for
say something? Say hello.
Hello.
Oh, there we go. On behalf, first of all, my name is Brian Dill. I'm the Vice President of the Board of Trustees of Eastside Union High School District. So on behalf of Eastside Union High School District, the Board of Trustees, and the Superintendent, I'd like to present Mr. Eric Parrington in recognition of your outstanding community service. Thank you very much.
Thank you much.
Congratulations. Cheers.
We also have a perpetual plaque that hangs in the lobby out here. So, oh, hi. We also have a perpetual plaque. This is the second one, actually, of course, and it hangs in the lobby out there. So it'll be hung up tonight, so everybody can see it from here on. And his name is already on here. It's ready to go. Thanks to Marlou for both plaques. We appreciate it. Thank you. Now, we have our entertainment tonight. Okay. Now, thanks to Prasanna, oh, I had this Vingandam, probably ruining your name, okay. She has done a lot of work preparing for tonight, the recognition of the Indian culture and their contributions. So I'm going to invite Prasanna up here, and she's going to explain what we're going to see. There's a couple of three different things, I think, that we're going to see or hear, and hear.
Okay, hello everyone, namaste. It's an honor for me to be a part of the Indian Ethnic Celebration, and I thank BCAC Board for giving me this opportunity to speak at this event. The Indian American community is a young community defined by US immigration laws. So the Asian exclusion laws prevented immigrants from Asia to move in here in the late 19th century. The Sikhs from Punjab actually were the first to emigrate to the United States before any of these laws. But thanks to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., the Civil Rights Act, and the Inclusive Immigration Act of 1965, immigrants from Asia were welcomed to the United States, and that's why this community is very young. India is too big, diverse, and ancient to present this evening, so we hope to give you a bite-sized proportion of Indian American community's life and its culture here, a profile of our lives in a country we love, our culture, and our food. So we have a sampling of some vegetarian finger foods for you to try. I hope you will try. And I want to thank Kamal Spice House for partially sponsoring the food. The first speaker this evening, his name is Krishna Sunkamurali. He is a software professional with over 30 years of experience and has worked at several large companies in different parts of the US and holds advanced degrees. Krishna is passionate about giving back to the community. He has contributed significantly to the Vedanta Society, a non-denominational spiritual organization founded in 1939, and is currently on the board where he is the strategy and program advisor to the president. He is also the founder and president of the nonprofit Reimagine Education Foundation, which engages with youth in education beyond mere academic success. Some areas of focus for this foundation are emotional intelligence, building concentration, focus of mind through meditation and mindfulness, and creative problem solving. So I invite Krishna to give his talk so that you get to know his story. Thank you.
Hi, can everyone hear me? Yes. Fantastic. Thank you for the opportunity to talk about India. I give a brief introduction about myself. Um, Can we go to the next slide? Okay, this is really the agenda. Introduce myself and use my example as a prototype of what kind of people actually immigrate from India and what are their motivations. So you can think of me like a sample size of one. Then I talk about India, what they're doing here in America and California, and some book recommendations. So before that, actually, I need to recognize Eric. So I didn't know he was going to be a citizen of here. Nobody knew. He did go out of the way, all the things that I heard. Yeah, in my first time of coming here and meeting him, he just went above and beyond, make sure the AV is working. 2, 3 things didn't work, but he finally made it work. So, well deserved. All right, next slide. Next. All right, this is like a setup. So basically, I come from southern part of India, and I came here for master's in 1992, a really long time back. I officially have spent 32 years in US and only 22 years in India. And I came straight from my undergrad. Came to Midwest actually, worked for Cerner Corporation as a software engineer after my master's. And then I got tired of the winter, went to Seattle, worked for Microsoft, better company too. Stayed there for a really long time, till I got bored of Steve Ballmer, and I said, okay, let me go to Amazon. Obvious reason, so Microsoft was not doing well in technical way from 2009. Spent a couple of years in Amazon, and then again the weather thing, didn't like the Seattle rainy weather. I said, okay, let's come to a warmer place which more resembles India. So I came to California in 2011, and I'm quite happy. We've been here for a long time. So I worked in various companies. The details are like Microsoft, Amazon, startups, typical tech companies. I'm right now in a startup doing product management for healthcare. All right, next slide. These are the different things that I'm associated with. Always thought that, because it's a privilege for me to come to the United States and study here and observe the different cultures. Always been associated with Vedanta Society for almost like 25 years. Think of Vedanta as the essence of Hinduism and how we actually become divine, the paths to actually realizing God, so to say. Also read a lot. I have a blog on books to read. I was an ex-Toastmaster president of SAP. And it's recently, about 1 year back, I started this Reimagine Education Foundation. Basically, after looking at academic education, both here in US and even in India, there's a lot of things they don't teach in school, lot. It's totally grade driven, and by the way, I came from the Indian system, which is hardcore focused on academics, hardcore. I can tell you they really don't help in a career. I mean, they help kind of get a job, but that's it. Anyway, so there are different dimensions of education which should complement, and that's really my passion. And it's hard to change the existing system, so you just got to complement it. We travel to a lot of countries because I'm primarily interested in different cultures and how it impacts us. And that's my family. We're really having a big, fat Indian wedding. That's what it looks like. It's just 1% of it. Actually, if you go in person, it'll be like even more stellar. All right, next slide. A brief overview of India. Next slide, let's see. So this is like the geographic map. There's the Himalayas in the north. And India is blessed by having a natural defense to the left, right, and below, and even to the mountains. Next slide. All right, this is a very brief historical view, I should say. I won't spend too much time on the details, but very few empires actually ruled the most of, it's 100% shows the whole peninsula. Very few empires actually ruled most of India, as you saw it in the previous map. And this goes only to 500 BC, but Indian civilization has been in existence from 3000 BC, and there are archaeological evidence going all the way up to 9000 BC. And so one of the civilization which is in continuous existence, for scriptures, Upanishads, they go back to 2000, 3000 BC, which we still have in Sanskrit. Okay, next slide. So as you move on, 800, 900 AD, again, no one really succeeded in ruling all over India. Delhi Sultanate, Mughals, then British. Now, of course, Republic of India, 100%. So most of Indian history is very difficult to grok because they kind of focus on the British India, the Mughals, and they don't really listen. I gave a couple of book recommendations which talk all the way from 2000 BC to present age. All right, next slide. So this is a political map. Again, the Himalayas, I just bringing it out because it makes sense from a political perspective to have nice mountains which are 28,000, 25,000 feet defending you, right? All right. That's why most of the invaders come from the left side, from Pakistan, they said, because that's the open area, so to say. All right, that's a very brief overview. Those are different states, by the way, the different colors, right? So each one has its own language, own culture, own diversity, right? Okay, that's the Indian flag. All right, next. Just to give an idea, that's a 2,000 rupee note. These are 15 languages on the note. It is recognized by India. I blew it up just to show that the scripts are different, the phonetics are different, right? So it's really like Europe, being in Europe. You can get lost in India if you don't know the language. And the same diversity kind of happens here in the Bay Area in the US. People would not be able to talk to each other, so they'll talk in English. That's a nice legacy of British guys. Great job. And by the way, I'm talking to you in English because of British guys, so I had to acknowledge them. 200 years back, nobody knew English, to be honest, or 300 years back. All right, next. Indians in America and California. Okay, keep going. All right, so as you saw that graphic, I just used the same thing which I used to use my career path. I came here as a student. So the first thing you encounter is you got to get an F1 student visa to come here. And then some employer has to sponsor you for H1. And then you hopefully are in the right queue, right quota, right everything, and get the green card. And after the green card, 5 years, and then you get citizenship. I believe right now that path of 6 to 15 years to green card is infinity right now. Nobody has any clue. I'll come to that point. But just an idea. But fortunately, I came in 92, and I got my green card, if I remember right, 2003 or 2004, and citizenship 2009. So it's not that recent, and I came a long time back. All right, that's just a typical thing. And why did I say this? So if you see any Indian, except those who are born, you see some kids who will become, they were born here, they're citizens, they will usually be classified in these 3 segments. Either coming as a student, or they're coming directly on an employment, or due to some exceptional skills or expertise, they would have got a green card directly. All right, think of like PhD or some Nobel. Okay, that's a context for how Indians come to US. And most Indians come because for higher education. Of course, some come from employment as well. But in general, most Asians or most around the world come because the United States has the best marketing agency. Do you know what that is? Hollywood. It shows that the streets are paved with, what is it? Milk and honey and gold, and everybody comes here. I'm not kidding you. I came here because of Hollywood, so I'm not kidding you. The reality is different. All right. Next. So this is numbers. I don't want to go through all the details, but it's kind of like a funnel, right? You have so many granted to Indians, those are so many granted to the rest of the folks. Disproportionate share, almost 1/3 goes to Indians. Employment, again, almost 50-60% goes to Indians. And now this is where the kick is. The green card is like 65,000 total, and you really have like millions. And of course, citizenship goes on even further. So current green card backlog is 1.1 million. And I believe the current H1 folks are like 500,000 or 600,000. So I have no idea when they'll get it. It's very bad, to be honest. All right, that's so if you see an Indian again coming back, they'll be in one of those states, right? Either they're student visa, thinking everything will go fantastic, and H1 when the reality hits you, and green card kind of like, hey, you're safe now, but you have other problems in life, like keeping your job, for example. Just kidding. High tech is like a treadmill, you know, it's like a rat race. If you're not running, you'll not even stay in the same place. Anyway, occupational hazard, so to say. All right, next. So yeah, this is just gives you, so they have certain caps on how many to award green card. So this is like they don't give more than 250,000 and then there's a backlog, so it's huge gap. So this is what when they say, hey, we need to have a systematic way of having immigration reform, this is what really it means. All right, next. So in brief, the takeaways are very diverse, you know. You can't expect one Indian to talk to another Indian in the same language, for sure. Highly educated, because academics, family values, religion, I'll come to that, it's like ingrained into Indians, so they really have to educate themselves to come here. Yeah, go back, please, one more. And of course, they're in various stages of visa angst, right? Once since you're in this indeterminate angst phase, you'd like kind of like not stable, you know. So I kind of joke with my son, who is 21 years old and is doing his third year. Hey, you're lucky, you know, as soon as you're born, you become a citizen. You have a lot of advantages. You know, you better do better than what I did, typically. I had to wait for 15 years. You're already at a different platform, so to say. Anyways. Okay, next slide. So these are like kind of like book recommendations. And actually got a couple of those books. John Key is an excellent history writer, if you don't know. He has written 20 books. Chinese civilization, this one is fantastic research. And he has devoted equal amount of time to each phase of India, like 3,000 to 2,000. The last 300 years is hardly only 200 pages. I would highly recommend it. I got the book here. India is Sacred. Diana is a Harvard professor. She has spent years in India. She has a separate book on Varanasi, and her thesis after she wrote the Varanasi book, she wrote this book. She said, India is actually united by spirituality and not by physical boundaries, and they have different places in India which tie each other, interconnected, and things like that. And she's really an India fan, so to say. All right, this is our external minister. I don't have that book. It's a brand new book, Jen. Bharat is the ancient name of India. It comes from an ancient king who was very righteous, and all the citizens of Bharat are, so that's why it's like Bharat. He's the external affairs minister, why Bharat matters. And just to give you an idea how much India has changed from the time I was there to now, just in sheer numbers. The GDP of India was $300 billion US when I left. Today it is a little bit more than 3 trillion. The United States at 1992, I was doing the research, I believe it was 8 trillion, okay? Something like that, 8 trillion US GDP in 1992. Today, the US GDP is 25 trillion. So US GDP has grown 3 times, India has grown 10 times. So that's the growth story. And honestly, I met all the folks in India when I was there. I told them, you know, if I was in India right now, I would not be leaving India because India has a growth story. Why would you want to go? So that's the honest story, especially when you look at the green card, the immigration, all of these. Anyway, that's my personal opinion. America still has its advantages. Anyway, that's all I had. I can give a few minutes for questions, Q&A, any aspect, anything. Or we can talk later over samosas and pakoras there. Yes. Bangalore. I was also fortunate because my dad was in the equivalent of federal government. So I stayed 4 years in Bombay, 4 years in Hyderabad, and 3 years in Bangalore, and 4 years in other place for Bangalore for my undergrad. So totally I was in 4 states, and I had to learn the local language. So I actually know 3 Indian languages in addition to English. So. There is Hindi, which is predominant, but in the southern India, if you talk to anyone from Tamil Nadu, they will say they won't talk in Hindi. Tamil Nadu and Kerala, they probably would not. South India, yeah. They think that it's an imposition from the north. It's like, but India, it doesn't matter. They'll all talk in English though. Anything else? I do have those 2 books. I mean, I'm going to give one to our Citizen of the Year, Eric, so he'll have a pick. I have to give some award, man. Everybody's giving award. What can I do? Thankfully, I was prepared. All right, that's it. Oh, by the way, next slide, just one more slide. I think I have one more slide. Yeah, so that's my LinkedIn profile. I'll just leave it on, or this one. That's my blog. That's really the Indian books and other things. So I do have those things. So. All right.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Krishna. And I'm sorry, everyone, I have to inconvenience you a little bit and ask you to move backwards because we are in for a huge treat. When college students dance, they dance with a gusto that there is no match for us. So they need more space, so they've asked us to push back, please.
Oh, we're on that side. We're on that side.
So we now come to the best part of our show. I know we have great speakers, but a group of Santa Clara University students will now showcase a wonderful and popular Indian folk dance with sticks. It's called Dandiya. This folk dance is from Gujarat, a western part of India, and I want to thank the dancers who have taken the time to participate and perform here today. We are very lucky. They are giving us a preview of a portion of their dance that they will be performing in their upcoming cultural show in May. Participants are Anish, Atmika, Mahika, Ryan, Satvika, Tanvi, Meenu, Anokhi, Isha, Navya, Sanvi, and Tanisha. Tanisha is also the daughter of our next speaker. So thank you so much, Purvi and everyone. Want to really give a big round of applause for all the students who participated. Thank you. University. Thank you, Purvi. Thank you so much for making this possible. So, well, that's a good segue, everyone. Our next speaker is Purvi Shah. Purvi is from an art-loving family and has studied graphic design in India and was later accepted into the National Institute of Design, Ahmedabad in India. After moving to the United States, Purvi studied interior design at West Valley College and has also worked as an interior designer. She founded Picasso Art Studio in 2010 and teaches students of all ages across the Bay Area. Purvi has also designed and created numerous Rangoli artwork pieces for events and organizations. You can catch her work at the Children's Discovery Museum in downtown San Jose during Diwali. Purvi loves sharing her knowledge and love towards art with others. I guess Purvi will be a best example of someone who's not from the technical background. So I welcome the artist Purvi. Purvi?
And thank you. And I said, you called the right person. I'm the one I can talk about Indian art. And I was so overwhelmed first, like, because India has 28 states, and each state has a different art. So I was really overwhelmed, like, oh my God, now which art should I talk about? So today I'm gonna talk about the art which is very close to my heart. And we will start the slideshow. This is a map of India, and there is one state called Rajasthan. So Rajasthan is located, you can see up northwest, and I'll talk to you a little bit about Rajasthan, what kind of state is that, what kind of people live there, and then I'll talk about the art. Can we go to the next slide? All right, so you can see this is the people of Rajasthan. Almost half the state is covered by desert. So you can see camels and desert and people, looks like very happy people live there. Next slide. Here you can see how women are dressed up. This is more like in a rural area. Urban areas are more westernized, more different art. This is more like a dress up for rural area of Rajasthan. We can go to Rajasthan is full of folk art and music, and I'm telling you, if you are planning to go to India, go straight to Rajasthan, go to Jaipur, and then Agra is only few hours drive where you can see Taj Mahal. And after Taj Mahal, you can go to Delhi. So it's a very good travel destination. We can go to the next. Rajasthan is state of palaces. So many palaces there and so beautiful. Next slide. This is the inside of palace. You can see it's all art all over, from floor to the ceiling, on the walls, the chandeliers. You can absolutely live like a king. So most of the palaces are converted into hotels. So very good service you get there. And they are very popular about the wedding destination. The Rajasthan is a state which is very popular, where everybody wants to get married there because of palaces and the beauty. Next slide. This is the royal family of Rajasthan. So before British came, there were a lot of kingdoms in India. And this is the Jaipur. Jaipur is the city in Rajasthan. And the royal family, this royal family is from Jaipur. So you can see the family is still there. So the kings, the generation and generation, this is our new generation of the king. And they do live like a king, same lifestyle. Yeah. Okay, next. So today I'm talk about mandana art. This art is done in a rural part of Rajasthan, and it is mainly done by women. Next slide. You can see here. So the heat goes up like more than 110, 115 there. So what they do, they make their houses with mud. There are no windows. There are small mud houses. And when you go inside, it's very dark and cool. So you can see in the background, there is a house made out of mud. And the art, it is called mandana art. Mandan is to decorate. They do art everywhere, on their entrance, on the walls, everywhere. Especially in the festivals, in the weddings. And we can go to the next slide. So you can see here elephant with little baby inside. So what they do actually on their mud houses, they take cow dung and local soil, which is red. They mix it and they apply that on the surface of the house. Then they do, next slide. You can see here so much art. Now, the paint they use is just a plain chalk powder, water, they mix it, they have a different sizes of wood sticks, and they draw with the wood sticks. Next slide. This, you can see, this is done on the floor. The previous slide was, it was all on the wall. Now, the reason I chose this slide is you can see this art is passed to the next generation. The lady with her 2 daughters are doing this, so her daughter already learning it, and they will pass to their children. Next slide. This is one of my paintings. This is done on a 3 feet by 4 feet canvas. And you can see the ladies are doing mandana art here. Next slide. All right, we are going to south now in India. Tamil Nadu is another state where I'll show you completely different art there. Tamil Nadu, as Krishna talked about the south, they have a brain. Lot of intelligent people there, yeah. Right, so Tamil Nadu is full of temples. very beautiful temples. Everywhere you go, you see art. It's all about temples. Next slide. Very famous Bharatnatyam dance is from Tamil Nadu. You can see how differently they have dressed up than my Rajasthan people. So next, here they are just briefly showing what kind of transportation they use and the temples, and again it's the Bharatnatyam dancer. Next one. Ooh, their food is so delicious. You can find this in Bay Area. Go to some South Indian restaurant and you will love it. It's spicy, so yeah, it's really good, but they have a lot of choices. Next one. All right, so this is the art I want to talk about today. This is called Tanjore painting. It is, there is a small town called Tanjore in Tamil Nadu. The art started from there. And so a long time back when there was kings and kingdoms, and also the king of Tanjore used to commission the artist. And at that time, they were using real precious stones and gold to make these paintings. These days, they use glass beads, which looks like real stone, and they still use gold paper to do it. I'll show you the next slide. This is a Lord Krishna. So basically, all these Tanjore painting, or most of them has all lords and goddesses and God and more royal, very royal. Next one. So this is a little video of how they do this art. So let's play the video. And do we have a sound or no sound? Okay. It's okay. Here you can see they are using gold, paints. So I brought one Tanjore painting for you to see. I was in southern India from my college, and the place I stayed, the host taught me Tanjore painting. So this is a baby Krishna. Again, it's a Lord baby Krishna, and I did this painting with her. Okay, we can go to next slide. All right. So this is our third state I'm going to talk about. I'm from Gujarat, this state. I was born and brought up here. Gujarat is very famous for famous people. So we can go to next slide. This is Mr. Gandhi. He is our father of the nation who helped us for the freedom from British. So he is father of our nation. Next slide. This is our Prime Minister, our 14th Prime Minister. He is also from Gujarat. Next one. This is the wealthiest family. So I told you, right? South is intelligent people. Well, Gujarat is business people, all business minded. So the wealthiest family of India is also from Gujarat. Next one. And this is a slide I just wanted to show what they just perform with the sticks. So it's called the Ras Dandiya. Next one. So today I'm going to talk about art called tie and dye. It is done majorly in Gujarat, and this is basically they tie knot on the fabric and they dye and then take out the knots. I'll show you the process. It is called bandhani. So bandhani the word comes from bandh meaning to tie. You can see the sari she is wearing is all bandhani, all traditional tie and dye. Next one. Same here, the smaller the bandh, the smaller the tie, the more expensive it is. The bigger, not so expensive. But you can see they use such a bright colors and it's very, very time consuming. Like one worker, I think he or she would tie probably hundreds of knots every single day. So one piece takes about good 15 to 20 days, but very, very coarse and small bandh takes even longer. Next one. Okay, here is the video. You enjoy how they make bandhani. Can we have a volume? Hi. Oh, yeah, it will come in like few seconds. Oh, okay.
Yeah, skip.
vegetable dye. These days they have the other dyes, but originally they used to color in vegetable dye. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So let me tell you a small story. When I was a child, I used to go with my aunt who lives. So I used to go with my aunt for sari shopping or like a stall shopping, and her husband is a doctor and very rich people, and she always used to buy something like this. And I was just enjoying the whole shopping the experience, because she will put it on me, she will like look at, oh, how does this color, and as a child, I was thinking one day I'm gonna buy my own. So yes, I have one. I have some more. This is with the mirrors inside. It is bandhani, but there is a mirror work which is also done in the Gujarat. Yes, yes. Uh-huh, yeah. I think this is a beautiful color. And guess what? I am also wearing one. Thank you so much. We can go to the last slide. Last one. Yeah. So I am an artist and I have an art studio in San Jose, and I do paint parties. I do mandana for corporates, mandana designs for corporates events, and I also teach art classes for kids and adults. So hey, I'm here. This is my website, picassoartstudio.com. Thank you.
Oh, that was beautiful. Wasn't that all that? Oh, that artwork. Yeah. Well, Prasanna, just come up here a little bit. She put this whole thing together for us. So, plus the food, and went and got the food, found the store, the shop that has the food, so you can go visit. So we're running over. Don't look at that clock. But there's food back there and tea, right? Is it tea? And food and tea. So help yourselves, because we don't want to carry it home. We don't have anything to carry it in. So we all have to go back and eat. Thank you so much for coming tonight, and thank you for all your hard work on presenting a great program. All right. Wonderful.
I really want to thank Krishna, our speaker. I want to thank Purvi. And I want to thank Purvi also for involving her daughter. And it's really important for the young Indian Americans who are born and raised here to get in touch with their culture. And what Linda and BCAC have done here has helped them do that. Thank you so much.